Hey folks, my name is Chris at HouseIt. I'm the co-founder here at HouseIt based in Miami, Florida. Today we're going to talk about a topic that is on the minds of many first-time home buyers here in Florida, and that is, can my bank back out of a commitment letter? Well, let's first take a step back and examine what a commitment letter really is. So, as you've seen in previous videos or have probably heard, the whole point of having a financing contingency in your contract here in Florida is to be able to get a commitment letter from a bank within X number of days. So it's typically 40, 45 days. It's negotiable. There's a fill in a blank number as well in there that I believe is either 30 or 45 days. But you have a certain amount of time regardless that's negotiated to get a commitment letter. And a commitment letter then really is it's a commitment to lend to you by your financial institution. And we've heard it described by some mortgage bankers in the industry as a legal obligation and such. But to be honest, we have a lot of doubt in holding one of those up in court. But what it is essentially, it's much more firm versus a pre-approval letter, right? So when you have a pre-approval letter, it's more of a sort of, partially underwritten. This is what, if everything checks out, what they should expect to be able to lend to you. Versus a commitment letter is they're essentially saying that they've substantially underwritten you, and you are, approved for this loan, subject to any additional sort of items to be cleared prior to closing, if any. Now, you may be in a good spot and there are no additional items and you're essentially good to go. But most times, those commitment letters come with these sort of additional contingencies. Essentially, they're outs for the bank. So, prior to closing for this commitment letter to be fulfilled, X, and X needs to happen. For example, they might need to see additional statements from you, additional other missing documentation that you haven't provided yet, and such, and other conditions such as you obviously still having employment and such prior to closing. So always take a look at the fine print in the commitment letter. It is a obligation to lend to you. It's a commitment letter. It's a commitment to you to lend, hence the name. But it's certainly not airtight. There are many outs for the bank, even if you don't owe them any additional documentation. For example, we mentioned the scenario of job loss, right? So if you lose your job prior to closing, well, the bank will typically call your employer, a day or so before closing to verify employment. And if they find out that you've lost your job and you no longer have income, then one of the outs in the commitment letter is they'll be able to cancel your funding. Then you're going to be really out of luck and in a bad situation. That's the answer in a nutshell, is the commitment letter is a firm commitment to lend to you, but it always comes with a bunch of outs and oftentimes requirements for additional documentation. If any of those are not met, if any of the outs are triggered, such as, again, the job loss scenario we mentioned, the bank, yes, can back out of your commitment to lend, and you can have a funding crisis, the day or two before closing and have to scramble to find some way to get the rest of the funds. So it can happen. We hope it doesn't happen to many people, but it is definitely a scenario to be aware of. So there you have it. We hope you found this video helpful and not too dreary. If you did, please hit like or subscribe. We really appreciate it. And leave us a comment below if you have any questions. We'll get back to you right away. And of course, if you're looking to buy or sell in New York or Florida, we can help you save up to 6% when you sell with a agent-assisted FSBO listing. Or if you want a bit more help, we have a 1% for full service option. And if you're looking to buy, of course, we can help you save up to 2% or more back on your purchase by giving you 2/3 of the buyer agent commission through our HouseIt Buyer Closing Credit Program. We cover all of New York City, Long Island, Hudson Valley. In South Florida, we cover Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie counties. My name is Chris at HouseIt, and we'll see you on the next one.